There were a lot of anime that were shown on the local TV channels when we were kids, but there were none more popular of an anime aimed for kids than Pokemon. Its debut was really hyped up back in the day. My brother and I watched it together, as usual, but then a wild contender appeared. It was an anime called Digimon. The question now was, which one will we watch? Welcome everyone, Nostalgic Lil Bro here again. For those who are new here, this channel is dedicated to looking back on growing up in the 90s as the younger brother. You can watch my first video for a short introduction, as I talk about an old anime as well that you might have heard of. For this video, we will focus on the heavyweight bout of the early 90s. Lately, there is a trend of having a versus theme in movies or shows, like Captain America Civil War, Batman v Superman, or more recently the remake of Godzilla vs. Kong. But back in the 90s, one of the mostly debated topic was Pokemon vs. Digimon. Firstly, while I do have a preference, I love both of them. They both made my childhood fun. For Pokemon, I was first introduced to it through the aforementioned anime, even though the games for the Game Boy were released earlier. The Game Boy. I have many topics about that, so we'll save it for a later video or two. For now, I will focus on the anime and what I remember about it. The main concept of the anime and games was that Pokemon trainers collect Pokemon and battle other trainers or wild Pokemon. In doing so, their Pokemon will get stronger and will evolve into stronger forms. When I first saw the commercial for it, it looked fun. I mean, cute animals with powers? And you control them? It would make you want to be a Pokemon trainer that instant. The show was dubbed in English instead of our local language. It was easy to understand even if we watched it as kids. The most famous Pokemon, mostly because of this anime, is Pikachu. He was the first partner of the protagonist Ash Ketchum, who miraculously haven't aged in decades. Ash had fantasized about choosing between Squirrel, Bulbasaur, or Charmander. The best starter Pokemon is Charmander, don't at me. But when he was late and all three were already chosen by other kids, he was given Pikachu. It was a shaky start for both of them, as Pikachu didn't want to be his partner, or anyone's for that matter. With a little push from Destiny and the writers, they became friends. The anime had heart and excitement in its first episodes that we were hooked to it. I wanted to watch it continuously, but the channel it was on only showed it once a week, every Friday, about 8 p.m. if I remember correctly. Fine then, I can wait every Friday to watch it, I thought to myself. But another channel had other plans. They weren't about to let some channel hog the 8 p.m. time slot on Fridays. No, they had to show something to rival the popularity of Pokemon. And what they had up in their sleeves was none other than, you guessed it, Digimon. As you can imagine, when I first saw the commercial and I heard the name Digimon, I thought, is this copying Pokemon? Putting Mon in your name doesn't make you Pokemon. I scoffed at the idea of Digimon being better than Pokemon. I had no idea what to expect. But as the commercial went on, the Digimon seemed cooler than it was earlier. A dinosaur, a bird, flying bug, and some other animals I couldn't identify. Bottom line, I wanted to watch this Digimon anime. It was Friday at 8 p.m. and the premiere of Digimon's first episode. Now, the problem was not that we had to change the channel to watch either one. If all else fails, we could just watch separately as we had two TVs back then. The problem was what show to watch together, because we watch everything together, and that was not about to change, right? Well, you can probably guess by now that we did watch separately. And what did I choose? Digimon. That first episode was so cool, and how the kids were transported to another world, and that the Digimons were able to evolve and go back to their previous forms. That alone sealed it for me. When it comes to evolution in Pokemon versus Digimon, I definitely prefer being able to revert back to a weaker self. It feels like power-ups in shonen type anime, where a character powers up during battle, but it's not permanent and has its limits. The suspense of the Digimon almost losing, but then evolves, or digivolve in their terminology, was very appealing to kids, especially when you hear this. I think Pokemon realized this too. Mega Charizard. There was a brief civil war between us that night, but eventually, we watched Digimon instead of Pokemon. I don't clearly remember how that came about. It's either one of the show's moved time slots and gave us less things to argue about, or that I convinced him that talking dinosaurs were cooler. Surely it's the latter, right? And I do think we both liked Digimon more afterwards. Not knocking the Pokemon anime down, where its story is still ongoing today with its vampiric protagonist, but the Digimon anime had a clear, definite, final ending. Or maybe not. That was our Pokemon vs. Digimon childhood, and unlike other versus team shows, this one had a clear winner for us. I'll be making videos focusing both on Pokemon and Digimon separately in the future. If you're interested in that, please like this video and subscribe. I'll see you soon on the next installment of this trip down memory lane.